This is Kevin Moore from timba.com again with an introduction to Beyond Salsa Piano Volume 3, Post-Revolution Cuban Piano Tumbaos, 1960 to 1979. This video assumes that you've already seen the much longer introduction to Beyond Salsa Piano Volume 1, which includes an overview of the series and answers all of the standard questions about notation, audio files, buying the book versus the e-book, and so on. Volumes 3 and 4 between them cover the 30-year period between the Cuban Revolution and what I call the Timba Revolution of 1989. In general, Volume 3 covers the period from 1960 to 1979, and Volume 4 covers the 80s. But certain parts of Volume 3, notably the sections on Los Banban, Ritmo Oriental, and Educator, extend well into the 80s. The entire period is combined into one huge chapter in our history-heavy companion book, Beyond Salsa Bass, Volume 3. A mood of eclectic experimentation in 1960s Havana led to the creation of many new rhythms and dances, the two most important being the Pilón of Enrique Bonet and Pacho Alonso, and Peyo el African's heavily folkloric Mozambique. In Volume 2, we met the 1950s bandleader Elio Rebe Sr. and his subtly Changui-flavored charanga. Rebe had a tremendous ear for talent. The legendary Ritmo Oriental was the first spin-off from his group in 1958. He subsequently hired Chucho Valdez, Pupi Pedroso, and then, in 1968, bassist-composer Juan Formel. Formel was a closet Beatles fan. I say closet because imperialist rock and jazz were forbidden for a time in 1960s Cuba. Although 1950s Cuban music was still all the rage in New York, Formel developed a new approach for Rebe that he called Changui 68. In 1969, Formel and Pupi Pedroso instigated the second great Rebe mutiny to form what would become the most successful and celebrated band in Cuban history, Los Banban. In 1970, the next piece of the puzzle fell into place in the person of rhythmic innovator José Luis Changuito Quintana, and the resulting complex of styles was dubbed songo. It was at this point that the idea of the hook piano tumbao began to emerge. As an example, let's learn La Lucha from Los Banban's first album. In addition to serving as a unique hook for the song, the La Lucha Tumbao, like many others of the songo era, utilizes a stretched rhythmic feel adapted from folkloric Bata music. Afro-Cuban folkloric music is as essential to Cuban popular music as blues and gospel are to jazz, R&B, and rock. Appendix 1 is an introduction to the various genres of Afro-Cuban folkloric music and shows how the Bata rhythm Cha-Cha Lo Que Fun inspired the La Lucha Tumbao. Chapter 3 is devoted to the astoundingly great modern charanga, Ritmo Oriental. Chapter 4 covers Aragon's answer to songo, a sparse and angular style they called chaonda. Other 1950s charangas like Maravillas de Florida also modernized their styles as they moved into the 70s. Closest in instrumentation to the big band bloodline, Educator spearheaded a wave of sophisticated and virtuosic groups, including Opus 13 and Grupo Afro Cuba. As always, an appendix analyzing the harmonic progression of each tumbao is included. Looking ahead, Volume 4 covers the modernized conjuntos of the 1980s and introduces the key concept of controlled improvisation.